Fox News called, or Fox Business News, and said, would you come on with David Asman and talk to him about Medicare? And I was like, okay, sure. So what I discovered is, remember, it's been, I think, about 2 weeks or so, when Ron Wyden came out and said that he's going to, the Democratic senator from Oregon, my senator, theoretically, one of my two, said that he's going to work out a deal with Paul Ryan, and he's going to support Paul Ryan's plan to turn Medicare from a single-payer, government-funded, very simple, straightforward system into one that is voucherized and has private health insurance companies and lots of greedy CEOs in there and all this other kind of stuff. And I said, this is nuts. And I said, not only has Ron Wyden gone off the rails on this, but this will be the Republican talking point going into the 2012 election. Is you've got Democrats on this, so how can you say that only the Republicans want to destroy Medicare? You've got Democrats. And they'll always put an S at the end, even though so far Ron Wyden is the only guy, to the best of my knowledge, out of all the Democrats in the House and Senate, to say that he's there with Paul Ryan. And I predicted the day that this happened that one of two things was going to happen. Either one, Ron Wyden was going to realize what a horrible, god-awful, I'm lacking metaphors that I can say on the radio, mistake this was, and he was going to instantly retreat from it, which is what I frankly expected. I expected the first day that Ron Wyden would get all these phone calls from people going, you're going to do what to Medicare? You're joining the Republic. You're joining Paul Ryan in doing what? That Ron Wyden would just say, okay, I'm out of here. Or that Fox News would use Ron Wyden as a representative of all the Democrats and use it to beat up on anybody who dares to mention Medicare. And here I am, the clip number 2, Jacob. David Asman and me on Fox Business News talking about Paul Ryan's plan.
Paul Ryan's plan would not affect anybody who is 55 and over.
Those people are eventually going to be in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Oh, but it doesn't say that in the ad. It shows Paul Ryan pushing an 80-year-old off the cliff. Come on. I mean, they're suggesting that he's about to rip up Medicare. He's not. He's offering people a choice.
No, he isn't. What he's doing is he's eviscerating Medicare. And this is what the
hold on a second, Tom. You're absolutely wrong. You're giving bad information out. Not only does Paul Ryan say he's offering people a choice, but Democrats say that as well. Democrat Wyden, Senator Wyden. Hold on a second. Senator Wyden from Oregon is a Democrat, and he is now with Paul Ryan. He is now with Paul Ryan, saying that individuals should have a choice. If they like the old system, they stay with the old system. If they don't, they go to the new voucher-oriented system.
Yeah, and Ron Wyden has become a complete useful idiot for the Republicans on this.
Wow. That puts you so far to the left, though. Paul Ryan is a Democratic senator from a liberal state. Where does that put you?
Oh, I must be a communist. That must be it, or a socialist, or no. There is not a single other Democrat who agrees with Ron Wyden that we should voucherize Medicare. The single major whatever accomplishment of the Democratic Party in the 1960s. That stands to this day, regardless of the fact that the Republicans put this poison pill in it. Well, here's where I get to the poison pill, clip number 3.
Is Medicare in trouble or not?
Medicare is in trouble largely because of the poison pill that was put in by Republicans during the Bush administration of saying, we're going to give drugs, but we're not going to pay for it, and we're going to force the government to buy full retail.
Medicare has been bleeding money for the past 30 years. It's going to double in size by 2020 to more than $1 trillion a year. Medicare is in serious trouble. If you do nothing with Medicare, it is going broke long before you and I
both know that those assumptions, A, are not accurate.
Of course they are.
They're based on the assumption
that Medicare is losing money hand over foot, Tom.
And they're operating the assumption that $600 billion over the next decade is going to be handed off to the pharmaceutical companies because Medicare
I wasn't for the prescription drug fix,
to negotiate.
But I can tell you that there's got to be some fix, or this thing's going broke soon.
Yeah. And then he gets back to Wyden. Clip 4 has Wyden in it too, right? Yeah. Okay, here he gets back to Ron Wyden, clip 4.
There needs to be a fix. And the fix does not need to be that we turn it into a voucher program and we say to 80-year-olds, here's 9 different companies, figure out which one you're going to go to. And by the way, 8 of them won't cover you because you got a pre-existing
condition. You have
condition.
a choice, Tom. You have a choice. You can either choose the old system or you can take the voucher system. A lot of people like to, this may surprise you, a lot of people like to control their own lives instead of hand them over to the government.
Do you really believe, David, that there's any health insurance company in America that's going to take an $8,000 voucher and say,
if there is
okay,
money to be made, you better believe I believe it.
That's my point. There won't be money to be made.
That's why the Democrats like Wyden agree with it. Because they've done the cost analysis. They realize that there is a market for a separate system. If you
Wyden
want
has
it,
gone off
I
the
want
rails
choice. I don't want the government to deny me the choice to choose the benefits I want.
David, regardless of their age, people can try to buy into
and then I went on to say, the Koch brothers are over 65, and I guarantee you they're not just using Medicare. Anybody can buy health insurance right now. Anybody has a choice if they have the money, which is what this is going to be. Because here's a voucher that'll cover $8,000. Oh, you've had a bypass surgery? Oh wow, good luck. Oh, incredible. So this is Fox Business News. David Asman testing on me, the punching bag liberal of the day, over at Fox News. Testing we're going to use Ron Wyden's asinine, stupid, insane, over the edge, useful idiot status in getting into bed with Paul Ryan. We're going to use that. We're going to test that against, actually somebody who actually argues progressive points of view for a living, and see what happens. And what can I say? He kept saying Democrats with an S. You get that? Right up to the very end. And that's why Democrats like Ron Wyden have done the math and they've seen. And that's why Democrats like Ron Wyden believe in personal choice. And I'm like, yeah, you really think that a health insurance company is going to say to a 75-year-old with heart disease and high blood pressure, sure, we'll take your $8,000 voucher and cover you? No, ain't going to happen. Oh, but Ron Wyden says it will. Oh, jeez. So, please, Senator Wyden, you've fought the good fight on a lot of good issues. You've been I supported Ron Wyden for years and years, and still do, by and large. I think he's a good senator. He's one of the good Democratic senators. And he's a good and decent man. He's been, Senator Wyden, if I may speak directly to you, you have been suckered on this thing. And you need to extract yourself from it as fast as you possibly can. And if you have anybody on your staff who helped talk you into this, you need to fire that person before the end of the day today.